Welcome to the 23rd episode of the Maritime Medical Marijuana Show. Episode 23 is the Christmas episode this time. And I want to wish you all the best of the season. We're going to pack this episode with some great info, roll it up into something with some flavor, and light it up with some Christmas cheer and doobie. Doobie, good idea. Today's episode is brought to you by KarmaMMMS. KarmaMMMS, we believe that people who have conditions that may be treated with cannabis should be able to do so without fear of discrimination, persecution, or fear of arrest. At KarmaMMMS, they take care of patients from Ottawa to Halifax. And by take care of, I mean they help people grow, prepare, maintain, and manage their medical marijuana. Also want to mention MUM, Maritimers Unite for Medical Marijuana. It's a group that I'm a part of, and I encourage anybody else to become a part of if they'd like to try and affect some changes here in the political landscape and in public opinion about medical marijuana. In the news, I wanted to talk about a couple things that are going on right now. Uruguay legalizes cannabis. Holy crap, somebody had to finally do it. Uruguay has become the first country in the world to legalize both the sale and production of cannabis. President Jose Pepe Mujica has championed the measure as a way of combating the illegal drug industry that has decimated parts of Uruguay. Under the new law, production of small amounts as well as consumer clubs, both under strict supervision of the government, will also be permitted. The country's parliament passed a bill with a vote of 16 to 13. Senator Alberto Corporal, a member of the ruling board front left-wing coalition, called passing the bill a historic day for Uruguay. But now he's catching hell from the UN, which is absolutely ridiculous. He's breaking a 1961 UN agreement about drugs that everybody that's part of the UN has had to sign. Now, as far as that goes, he's not worried about it at all. As he said, if the U.S. can do it in Colorado and Washington, why are they singling out the little guys? Is it because he's not big and powerful enough? And I say good for him, and he should stick it to them because others will follow suit if he can do that. I mean, we all know that prohibition doesn't work, and we're only putting money into the hands of criminals by allowing it to continue. That being the case, there's been a lot of talk lately about the Conservatives and their plan to start to fine for cannabis as opposed to putting you in jail. There was articles talking about fining for cannabis and for prostitution. I don't know why they clumped the two together. But seeing as how that they did, I'll hold them together for 1 second. Yesterday, prostitution laws were just struck down. That being the case, they should struck down the ones for cannabis too. Okay, if you're going to lump them together, let's keep them together. Otherwise, smarten up. Okay? Holy crap. But finding pot smokers, see, they got me to say it. I can't believe they got me to say it. Marijuana smokers for possession of small amounts is one policy that the government will likely consider. They say that it doesn't mean legalizing or decriminalizing, but it means giving the police options, okay, as opposed to just having only one option. I don't know what that means as far as mandatory minimums goes. Makes it kind of confusing, okay? They'd have to rewrite the law to make that work. So this is the first time the Conservatives have mentioned the idea since Prime Minister Stephen Harper said the feds were looking carefully looking at it carefully in August. The Conservatives might be doing this, I think that they probably are doing this, because of Justin Trudeau, of course, and the votes he's taking away from the Conservatives with his more realistic stance on cannabis. Okay, people realize that it's not reefer madness, it's not the plant that everybody's scared of. The only person that's scared of it is Stephen Harper. Okay, so it's time for him to plug in a nightlight and get over himself. That being said, also just happened was the British drug maker, they'll be the first one of the big pharma companies, GlaxoSmithKline, will no longer pay doctors to promote and stop tying compensation of sales representatives to the number of prescription doctors write. Its chief executive officer said on Monday, effectively ending two common industry practices that have long assailed as troublesome and conflicts of interest. That said, also there's the Coalition Against Repeal out of Vancouver. I believe I mentioned it last episode, but it bears repeating. They have filed suit in federal court against Health Canada in regards to the proposed changes to the MMAR into making it the MMPR. And they're doing it on the basis that the new laws are going to be unconstitutional. 4 representative plaintiffs commenced litigation on Friday in Vancouver. More locally, we have the Halifax Compassion Club, THCC, out in Porters Lake. They're raided a while ago. Sherry and Chris are seeking damages because they're going to be taking HRM and Halifax Police to court. They're seeking damages of less than $100,000 in a notice of action filed in Nova Scotia Supreme Court on Tuesday. Their claim is against HRM and the Halifax Regional Police Constables Jamie Payne and Jason Shannon. Chris and Sherry are being represented by Laura McCarthy of Howe Law. Their lawsuit arises from an incident that allegedly took place at the Porters Lake Superstore parking lot on May 29th. They were charged with assaulting and obstructing a peace officer in connection with the incident and are due in Dartmouth Provincial Court on January 27th. And I encourage any and all viewers or MUM members to join us and show our support at the Dartmouth Courthouse. They usually start at about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd be there early. There's not a lot of seats. Pop by and show some support. In their statement of claim, Chris and Sherry, the plaintiffs, allege that the police contacted them by phone and asked them to meet in the parking lot of the Superstore to serve appearance notices. They claim the officers then forcibly applied handcuffs and used force on Sherry and Chris, and a neck restraint on Chris, and the police allegedly forced her to make contact with the vehicle and held them to the ground, okay? And when we're talking about police taking patients away, there's usually no need to have to get physical with patients. You can just kind of leave them where they have to go. I mean, we're not big fighters. I know I'm not. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay? So, you know, it would be nice if they get some support while they were in court. Also wanted to bring now less local is back to BC for a sec. The Sensible BC program, or the Sensible BC, did not go through. The petition cutoff date was Thursday, and all petition forms had to be submitted to the Elections BC offices by the last Sunday morning. And Dana Larson had said, no, we're not going to make it this time. If we had been getting signatures at a rate at the beginning that we were getting them at the end, we would have made it without a problem. We definitely picked up a lot of momentum over the last 3 months. Larson said the canvassers who got off to a slow start and gained experience as the campaign progressed. Sensible BC will take some time to study how things went, how they could do things differently, and have a crack at it again for maybe 2015. I don't know if anybody's thinking about doing that here, but I think in order to have a referendum in Nova Scotia, the benefit to BC, I think, is they actually needed a lower number of people per capita to get a referendum going the way the laws are written in BC than you need in any other province. I think that might have been one of the reasons why. But worthwhile looking into. Also locally is Shelburne, the school for boys, is being looked at for growing medical marijuana as one of the designated licensed producers for Health Canada. The reason it was chosen is because Shelburne, I don't know if anybody's aware, has at least 20 less frost days than any other part of the province, okay? And they've got the school, which is completely empty now, and it's got all kinds of off buildings, so it's not a bad idea. It'd be nice to see cannabis being brought here and being grown, and you know, it is Prairie Plant Systems, also called CannAMMMMS, and they're the ones that are being solicited to come down here and check it out and see if it's going to be worth their while. Hopefully things work out for the people in Shelburne. I want to bring the people its attention. The meeting on the next MUM meeting is on January 11th. Pop by, check it out. A lot of things happening in the next little bit, and it's a good chance to talk to everybody and see what's going on. We're going to hold a bit of a panel. I'm going to do my next show from the meeting, kind of record people talking, questions answered, and it should be interesting. Hope to see you there. The meeting after that will be February 8th, okay? It's a Saturday, and it's going to be our MUM's Educational Forum. It's going to be a bit of a big deal. We've got the entire upstairs of the Legion booked. We've got. I talked to David Fraser, the lawyer that's launching the class action lawsuit. He can't make it, but he's sending his one of his co-workers with in his stead. He's going to be there. We're going to talk to Ted Smith via Skype out of BC. We're going to talk to a couple of doctors and another lawyer, I believe. After that, there's going to be some entertainment. We got a DJ, live music. No Issue came to the October event. Hopefully we can get him again. It was a great time, great music. Be worthwhile popping out and having a look. And it'll be, with Ted Smith there, we're going to really be pushing the Fight the MMPR campaign, okay? Because April 1st, well, the program ends March 31st. April 1st, Ted Smith is in phase 3 of the Fight the MMPR campaign. He's trying to have all the patients converge on Ottawa, okay, and have a big rally in Ottawa at the. But for those who can't make it, we're looking at doing it the way we did it the other 2 times, and that was to either rally at our MP's offices, or we could all just meet at one location and go from there. But that's what we'll be discussing on February 8th. Which is the best way to go. People that want to look at getting a bus can all put their name down to go to Ottawa. People that want to hit their MP's offices or go to the courthouse in Halifax can do that too, and we can organize, make some signs. I'll bring the markers, the paint, the poster board, the sticks with the staplers, and we'll be ready to go and prepared and let everybody know that they're taking away our right to grow, and it's a constitutional right. Okay? It's our charter right. That being said, my iPad just went off here. Lost where I was. That's that. And of course, there's going to be door prizes, of course, and like I said, with the music and the DJ, there is actually a dinner. Okay, it's $10. There will be a dinner. Looking at trying to do something with a bit of a seafood flair, so anybody that's into maybe scallops or lobster, we're Maritimers, we'll see if we can throw some seafood into it. Put a Nova Scotia foot in it, so to speak. Also going around is, I've just started passing it around, it's at Steve's Hydroponics right now, is the MCPAC petition, the Medical Cannabis Patients Alliance of Canada. Has a petition to preserve our gardens. It's online at mcpacanada.org, and you can download the petition yourself. A petition has to be done very specially. It's got to be perfect. You can't crease the paper. It's a signature only, full address with your street number, your street name, city, province, postal code. Okay, you can't write "fuck Harper." You can't do any of that garbage. All you can do is say exactly what it asks you to put on it. You can't have a coffee ring on it, you can't fold it, you can't staple it. Okay, it has to be perfect, otherwise every other signature on it is ruined, and that whole page is garbage. So if you're going to do it, and you're going to take the time to take people's signatures, please, for the love of God, do it right, treat it like it's gold, and then you can get it to the people who will put it into the hands of the people, the MPs that are going to present it on our behalf. Like I said, it's at Steve's Hydroponics right now. I've got one myself. If you want to get a hold of me, I'll drive out to your house to get you to sign it. So you can do that as well. I also want to bring your attention to the newsletter that Mom has been putting out. Mom's the Word. Okay, this is our second issue. Sorry, it comes out once a month. It gets mailed to all the shops in Metro. And actually goes to PEI. They're being mailed to New Brunswick. They're in Cape Breton. They're everywhere. There's some going to Newfoundland, and retailers can advertise in it. But we felt the need that with all the changes that are happening right now, that we should. And not everybody has a computer. That people need to see it. Okay, and a piece of the files in their hand. Like, was your privacy breached? Okay, new charter challenges happening. Okay, things like that. Sane conversations overdue. Okay, cannabis cookie case back in court. Class action to retain grow permits filed. Okay, those are the kind of things that right now everybody's wondering about. They want the answers. The answers are in there. It's worthwhile checking out. Pick it up. you can actually write to us or email us, and I can put you on a mailing list. It's $15 a year, just so I can cover the postage to mail this to you. Okay, so if you're interested, okay, you can either have it like that, or you can go just pick it up if you'd like. Beyond that, there's also on January 6th this court support for Corporal Francis. Corporal Francis is, of course, the New Brunswick officer who has been stripped of his red surge for smoking medical marijuana that he was entitled to. Then when the police went to do a wellness check on him and couldn't find him, they had to get a hold of the RCMP to help find him. When they found him, something happened, and he wound up assaulting an officer, getting tased, and now he's doing 30 days on psych evaluation. So January 6th is a court support for him because he's going to be in court, and you can check it out on Facebook. It's an event on Facebook, and you can check it out there. It's in Fredericton, New Brunswick. I believe in order to be there, if we're going to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, where most courts start, that means we'll be leaving at about 5 a.m. So anybody interested, okay, might want to consider that. And there's probably not a whole lot of seats, but something to consider. That being said, the last thing I'd like to do is Ted Smith posted an awesome little poem. Okay, and I am going to get festive for a sec. I actually put on the hat here. It was called Rudolph the Red-Haired Outdoor. Okay, it's awesome. I love it, so I had to do it. Usually I post a song. Unfortunately, it's my singing you're going to have to contend with. So excuse me for one sec. A little splash of lemonade. Rudolph the Red-Haired Outdoor. You know Time Warp and Big Bud and Durban and Burmese, indoor and hashies and oil and cookies. But do you recall the most famous outdoor of all? Rudolph the Red-Haired Outdoor was a very sticky strain, and if you ever smoked it, you would never be in pain. All of the other growers used to laugh and puff their own. They never smoked some Rudolph to fight it had a really good stone. Then one dry and desperate eve, Stephen Harper came to say, Rudolph, with your hair so bright, won't you fill my pipe tonight? Yeah, right. Then all the people loved it, as they smoked it all with glee. Rudolph the Red-Haired Outdoor, you'll get grown through history. Alright everybody, Merry Christmas, peace, love, and hippie shit. I wish you all the best, and into the new year. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.